What is the most important quality in yourself? I think that it is self love. I think that the reason why so many people are unhappy is because they don't really love themselves. And I've been one of those people for a very long time. I'm 22. I only started thinking about this in the last few years of my life, but have grown up a very anxious kid. I guess I'm not a kid anymore. It's weird to say, but I have always been anxious. Not really unhappy, I would say, but when I look back at my life, I don't think about a lot of happy moments. I think about a lot of stressful moments or bad moments. And, everybody's dealt a different different cards. Everybody's dealt different cards. So it's not really fair to compare lives. Some people have money, some people don't. Some people have things that other people will never have. And that's just the way it is. So you really have to make do with what you got. And you really have to be true to yourself. I think that the reason why people don't love themselves, comes from two big key things, two big key reasons. And they're basically just expectations. I think that we have expectations of ourselves and we have expectations from others. And the way that we act and think and behave, that all kind of comes back to these expectations that we have of ourselves and the expectations set by others. And these expectations might be set by your parents, your family members, your friends, your teachers, your favorite influencers, YouTubers, celebrities, models, comedians. Anybody can set these expectations of how we should be. But none of that really matters if you are unhappy in the end. Now, some people, obviously, they might say, I don't live my life for myself. I live my life for my family, my kids, my friends. And that's fine. But I think that if you truly don't love yourself, it's very hard and it's kind of unfair to try and give your love to others. But I think that when you love somebody, it's like an immediate answer. You really need to be sure. And if you're unsure, I think that there's at least some improvement that can be done with how you love yourself. So, how can you love yourself? It seems so easy, and everybody knows that this is important, but so many people struggle with it. So many people hate the way they look, hate the way they talk, hate who they hang out with, hate what they eat, they hate where they live. They always want more and more and more. Everybody is guilty of, at some point, wanting more than what they have. And that's normal. That's human nature, to want things that we don't have and to go out and work for those things. And that's always going to be true. But you can't constantly put yourself down for things that you don't have. I could win the lottery tomorrow and buy everything that I've ever wanted, and I know that I'll still feel just as good or bad about myself that I do today. And, money's not going to change that. And, it might make things a little bit easier, but money is not everything. And, what other people think of you is also not everything. This brings me back to the first point that I made about people's expectations of you. I've never really been scared to tell people how I feel. Girls, friends, whoever it is. I don't have a problem with telling people my thoughts. But I have struggled with people's reactions to those thoughts. I want everybody to like me. That's always been a problem that I have struggled with personally. And I'm getting better at it lately. Hence why I'm gonna post this video. But you have to start off small. And you have to change the way that you think about yourself. If you have a problem with loving yourself, you have to change the way that you think. And in order to do that, you have to put in the reps. You have to take any amount of time. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. You can take any amount of time and make it for you. If you have a really busy schedule, maybe you work 2 jobs. I have 2 jobs. I graduated university. I don't go to school anymore, at least not right now, but a lot of people do. And, you have to make time for yourself. You cannot change without doing something. And it seems very obvious, and anybody should be able to do it, but they don't do it. Growing up, I've always wanted to be big and buff. I've always wanted to be muscly. I started going to the gym a little bit over a year ago. One of the best decisions I've ever made. The gym has been one of the best decisions I've ever made because I am doing something that aligns with my core value of bettering myself. And this is the easiest root way of changing the way you think. Take a piece of paper out. I want you to write 4 core beliefs, 4 core values that you have as a person. And they could be something like spending time with your family, being kind, being honest, stuff like that. Self-improvement. I'm really big into self-improvement, so I would write that down. And after you write down these 4 core values, maybe you have more, maybe you have less. At least try to get 3, I'd say. 3 big ones. Let's just say one of your core values is honesty. Do you, and when I say that, I mean, you have relationships. Do you want your friends to be honest with you? Do you want your parents to be honest with you? Do you want to be honest with yourself? And if the answer is yes, that might be one of your core values. And if it is, then you need to look at your actions and ask yourself, do they align with that belief? And so for me, I do value honesty, but growing up, I've always been known to have a big mouth. Gossip, whatever it is, telling secrets, stuff like that. I've been told by many people, and not really like people are like ripping on me, but I've been told a lot of times, like, Avery, you're very approachable, but like I'm not gonna tell you something crazy because, I know you might tell somebody. And that really hurts me because I value honesty and I want to be able to tell people important things about me and not have them go and share that around. But I seem to struggle doing that for other people. And so what I would do is I'll look at this and I'll say, okay, why is it that if I value honesty, if I say I value honesty, why do I go out and tell people secrets? Well, that's because I'm insecure. And, you might be in the moment with somebody and it's all about being insecure. Unless you're just a bad person. But I'm going to assume that you're not a bad person because you're watching this video. So, an insecure person might tell somebody something that they weren't supposed to just to get some sort of reaction. Some sort of attention, some sort of a laugh, something. And we all know somebody like this, and I can be like this, and I'm trying to work on that. But basically what I'm trying to say is you write down your core beliefs, check your actions. If your actions align with your beliefs, all of them perfectly, and you're completely being the person that is true to yourself, if you are being true to yourself and you still don't love yourself, then you can either ask yourself, am I really being true to myself? Are these really what I believe, my core beliefs? Or you need to ask yourself, well, if I'm being myself and I still don't love myself, maybe I'm just surrounding myself with people who don't love me. People should love you for you, and if they don't love you for you, that is not your fault. Not your fault at all. And it sucks because these are people that you might love. It could be a family member that treats you really shitty, or they don't respect you. Do they really love you if they don't respect you? Well, then they would have to ask themselves, do I value respect? And if they don't respect you and they value respect, then they're not being true to themselves. It's all just a big loop. So write down your beliefs, figure out if your actions match, figure out if you can be yourself, and if you are being yourself, do people support that version of yourself if you're being your best self? And if they don't, then that sucks for them, because you are living your life for you. Not everybody will like you. So why not be yourself and be happy? Or at least make an effort to be happy. Yeah. That's all I got for today. Peace out. Loganada.